So, I just watched Godzilla vs. Kong. Holy mother of God, this movie is a mess. An absolute mess. This movie had the spectacle of a Marvel movie, but the depth of a Michael Bay movie. I understand what this movie is and what it's trying to be. It isn't supposed to be an introspective drama with deep themes about the human condition. This is a movie where two huge monsters punch each other through buildings. And I do think that some movies are allowed to be judged purely for what they're trying to be and nothing more. So if I completely turn my brain off, if I rip my brain out of my skull and throw it in a dumpster, this movie is a solid 4 or 5 out of 10. But I tried to do that. I tried to look at this for what it is and just enjoy the spectacle of these two icons going at it. But I cannot do that. I simply can't ignore the other hour and a half of this movie. Your enjoyment of this really depends on how much value you give the action scenes compared to how much value you give to the rest of the movie. So I truly understand if you love this movie. I just did not. So yes, as we all thought, when Godzilla and Kong are actually fighting, this movie is fun as hell. It's well shot, the effects are pretty good, there's some good fight choreography, and it's the definition of a popcorn spectacle extravaganza. There are a few fist-pumping, cheer-worthy moments, but almost every single second that they aren't fighting, this movie is garbage. It's dumb, it's rushed, it's boring, it doesn't make sense, the dialogue is bad, it's not funny, I didn't care about the characters, and it makes you suspend your disbelief so much that it's impossible to care about anything happening. And let's talk about those characters. Oh man, the characters. These characters were so boring. I really thought they learned their lesson from the last few movies. Okay, people don't really seem to respond well to the human characters, so maybe we should tone that down a bit. Nope. They do the same damn thing again. Look, the fighting was awesome to watch, and I was smiling while watching it. But there's another hour and 15 minutes of the movie where humans are just talking. Seriously, this movie is an hour and 53 minutes long, and the monsters only fight for about 30 to 35 minutes, and that's being generous. The humans in this movie were so much worse than the other movies. And they try to throw so much of their backstory on us, and I don't care. They tell us about this guy's past and his brother, and this girl who can communicate with Kong, and this guy and his wife, and this guy and his daughter, and this woman and her mom, and this guy and what he wants, and oh, there's another guy, and another guy, and oh, there's another guy. My God, come on. Enough with the boring ass human characters. This movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong, so would it be too much to ask that maybe we get to see some Godzilla vs. Kong? I was literally zoning out every time the humans were talking about the plot. And not because I need constant action, but because the plot was so idiotic. I am gonna try to explain the plot to you as best as I can without laughing. Okay, here it goes. 10 years after the events of the first Godzilla, an evil corporation is using a human to telepathically connect to the decapitated head of King Ghidorah so that they can control a robot Godzilla that they created to destroy Godzilla. Godzilla can somehow feel that this is happening, so he starts going crazy and killing people, which forces our heroes to retrieve King Kong from Skull Island and guide him to the center of the Earth using spaceships, where they discover a secret Hollow Earth civilization of monsters that King Kong has to fight through so that he can grab a special axe to defeat Godzilla. Godzilla then shoots a hole to the center of the earth, and after Kong climbs through it, they fight for 10 minutes and then team up to defeat the telepathically controlled robot dinosaur and save the world. This movie is so damn wacky, and I'm okay with wacky. I mean, it's a giant lizard fighting a giant gorilla, but that doesn't mean the script has to be complete garbage. It's so clunky. It's so idiotic. Kong is living in a facility that was built around him on Skull Island, but he clearly doesn't want to be there. So, how did they build this humongous facility around him in the first place? It's the size of multiple football stadiums, so it would have at least taken months to build. So, I guess he just sat there and let it happen? Godzilla shoots his atomic breath to the center of the earth. Whatever, it's kinda stupid, but I can roll with it. I can accept that. But how does Kong climb up through that hole in a matter of minutes? Why is a 16-year-old girl the only one questioning why Godzilla is really killing people? Her dad is just like, I don't know, honey. Godzilla is hurting people and we don't know why, duh. Only her and one other guy think, man, something might be going on here. Why are they literally in spaceships flying into the hollow earth? Where did those come from? This is the same universe as the first Godzilla movie, and their technology has advanced this much in 10 years, to where we have small spaceships and telepathic powers? Shit, iPhones don't even really change that much in 10 years. Why do they get out of the ships when they're in the hollow earth? They just assume that they can breathe down there without any special suit, and they're right. Does Godzilla blasting a hole to the center of the earth have any effect on the planet? I'm no professional, but wouldn't that have some catastrophic consequences for the axis of the planet or the atmosphere or something? Why was Godzilla so mad? He just felt that Ghidorah wasn't dead, so he started killing people? I thought he was the protector of Earth, but okay. Why is there a subplot about a conspiracy theory podcast host sneaking through secret labs with 2 teenagers? Why is Godzilla barely in this movie? Really, this is Kong's movie, and Godzilla just shows up whenever the plot needs him to. Why does Godzilla get his ass whooped by Mechagodzilla after he just beat Kong, but then Kong beats Mechagodzilla? Why can aircraft carriers hold the weight of Kong jumping on them without sinking? Why? Why does anything happen in this movie? It's just plot contrivance after plot contrivance. This is the definition of empty calories. It's like eating a delicious chocolate ice cream cone, but when you bite into the middle, it's made of raw fish. There are some great moments on the surface, but it is terrible at its core. There were some genuinely great moments during the fights that made me say, ooh, and ah, yeah, but literally every other second of the movie fails, in my opinion. And even the fights themselves don't always make sense. The way the characters are set up, the way they break physics, their motivations, it's not all that great. And the epic conclusion of the 2 monsters teaming up to fight Mechagodzilla only lasted like 5 minutes. That end battle was way too short, and it just didn't feel earned. Oh man, I can't believe that they screwed up such an easy premise. You have Godzilla, and you have King Kong. Make them fight each other. It's really that simple. They f***ed it up completely. I would have much rather had a straightforward, generic plot of the 2 fighting than having this whole weird subplot of the secret hollow earth and Mechagodzilla telepathy bullshit. And the worst part was that it was so boring. My gosh, it was boring. It somehow managed to be insanely rushed and convoluted while also having nothing happen. A human would show up on screen and I would think, come on, let's get back to the title characters. Do you remember the characters that are on the poster? Yeah, let's get back to them. But you know, even then, sometimes Kong was just walking around, poking floating rocks and picking up sticks, and I was just as bored. Man, I know what this movie is trying to be, and I can accept that. Not all movies are created equally, but it even fails at what it's trying to be. So, Godzilla vs. Kong gets 2.5 out of 10 pickles from me. I could maybe justify this being a 3 or 4 out of 10 simply for the action scenes, but even they don't save this from being a directionless, boring mess. It's admittedly really fun to watch these monsters go at it, but you know a movie fails when you just want to skip through it and watch 4 or 5 scenes. I don't understand how they can keep making the same mistakes over and over again with these movies. Oh well, I'm sure I'll watch the 3 fight scenes on YouTube a few times, and at least we have that. But what did you think? I want to know what you thought about this movie in the comments. Are you Team Kong or Team Godzilla? Were you satisfied with how they teamed up, or was the whole thing disappointing to you as well? Let's talk about it, you freaks. I truly appreciate you watching this video. And until next time, peace out. Hey, if you like this video and you want to see more of my ridiculous content, check out one of these. Maybe you'll enjoy yourself, or maybe you'll watch it and crap your pants. Click one and let's find out.